Hello and welcome to another Webtoon live stream covering the contest. So Webtoon's released a third newsletter and we're going to talk all about it. The title of this newsletter was Contest Prep Time Art Direction. So let's jump into this. Quick disclaimer, pause it if you want to read it, but any of my opinions, take those with a grain of salt. Alright, the Webtoon number 3 newsletter. Let's read it together. Let me turn down this music too. I feel like it's super loud. Okay. So hopefully you have received your own copy so you can follow along there. Hi, Emma. Hello, Ali, Sonia, Lena. Hello to everyone. Yeah, I don't think my computer is strong enough to handle the V2 program that I'm using. I definitely need to upgrade. Like it's been struggling a lot lately. All right, so newsletter number 3. Hi Legends, gearing up for the contest. So are we. Starting this week, the newsletter will be weekly until submissions close. Ooh, so we'll have something to cover every week. We hope our newsletters empower you as you embark on your journey as a Webtoon creator. All right, we've got 17 days to go, which this came out yesterday, so it's 16. That's super crazy. All right. So we're in crunch mode. What can I be doing to prepare? At this point, you may have taken these steps. Number 1, decided what story to enter in the contest. Number 2, determine what your series genre number 1 will be. And 3, plan your first 3 episodes, including your launch hook. Okay. You should already be at this point, but I know some of us are struggling with our scripts and whatnot. But hopefully you at least have these 3 things down. And I do think it is relatively reasonable that within like 2.5 months, you should be able to jam out 3 episodes. Possibly, hopefully, maybe, if your story's not too complicated. If you're not me, who's making like a dramatic soap opera with 40 characters. Comics are a narrative and visual medium for storytelling, which means it's double the work. Like you've got a lot of work put on your art as well as on your writing. So you've got to balance those 2 things. When you're planning your story, it's referred to as narrative direction. When you're planning how your story will look, it's called art direction. Okay, super cool. We're getting more insights into like how Webtoons determines like terminology. So narrative direction is the writing style and art direction is going to be the way the art looks. So starting with art direction helps creators answer these important questions. Number 1, how can my art style support my story? And number 2, what tools do I need to create my comic? That's really interesting when they say tools because I'm like, what specifically are you referring to? What tools would this be? Like, most people are going to be using digital, and even if you're not using digital, I feel like you would already know. So I'm interested to hear their elaboration on this. The answer to these questions will be personal and unique to you and your story. So how do you find the answers? Let's walk through some tips to help. Tips to help art direction. The goal of art direction is to develop a visual roadmap for how your comic will look and to identify the steps you need to take to achieve that goal. Usually the process includes these steps: create a mood board and reference boards, plan your visual development, and gather your tools. Again, what are these tools? Like, I need specificity here. Like, I hate people that do not say exactly what it is. Oh my good grief. You know, no more how to win in comedy live stream. Okay, so the comedy section of that I'm planning is involving more work than I thought it would, and so it has not been ready. Thus, I have pushed it back again. So instead of giving you guys nothing, I decided to cover the newsletter instead. But you know that is coming. I'm hoping I can get it out at least by tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then on Monday. Emma said, I'm literally stressing out. I have so much to do. Listen, me too. I feel you. Lunatic says, I finally caught a live stream. Love your videos. They are a great help to me. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm sending you hearts right now. Are you said maybe what program you're using? Maybe, but I feel like why would you plan that? Like you would already know what program you're going to use, right? Like I'm really curious what they mean about these tools. Okay, just a comment on this. It says create a mood board and reference board. I mean, maybe. I guess that could be helpful if you're trying to determine like your tone. I feel like if you've already developed the script and you've already developed what genre is going to be in, you kind of already know the mood. So like I want some elaboration on that. And then it talks about reference boards. Are we talking about like character turnarounds? Are we talking about like environmental type things? Like I could see that more so than a mood board at this point. I feel like I would have made a mood board in my like script drafting phase. I don't know. Okay, and then it says plan your visual development. I'm like, are we talking storyboarding here? So let's jump into this. Number one, step one, create mood board and reference boards. These are collections of inspiration and research, usually of images. Most artists avoid bookmarks or links because they want to see all the images at once. What's the difference? Mood boards are the North Star for an entire series. It should reflect the overall mood or style goals of a story. Like, I can definitely see how a mood board could be really useful. I don't know at this point if I would spend time working on a mood board if I've already gotten the script together. Maybe if I didn't have any visuals or any sort of like concepts in mind, I guess that would be a good place to start if you're strictly coming from only focusing on the writing. But I feel like when you're writing, you kind of have like a visual in mind when you're writing it. I don't know. But I could definitely see that being helpful if someone's struggling. Style is an artist's unique visual language and includes personal choices about line weight, color scheme, palette, textures, if any, and shape language. Agree. I mean, I I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like most people um I mean, I don't know. What I was going to say was I feel like most people already know the style that they'll be drawing in. I don't know if they would be picking a style, but I guess when it comes to comics, if you're not used to simplifying your style and you're usually adding a bunch of embellishes and little details, maybe that's what it means, like figuring out a happy medium for the way you want to draw that you're happy with but is not taxing on you. Which I wish if that was the case they would have specified that, like been very clear about how much work goes into drawing and that maybe you may not be able to do like full rendering, so you'll have to give up certain things in your style to figure out like ways to make yourself a little happier. I don't know. That could just be me and my interpretation. I could be reading too much into it or not reading it correctly, but I like in my mind, if I'm picking a style, like that's like, okay, we have like Toy Story style and then we have like Bugs Bunny style. Like that's different to me. If they're talking about like simplifying your style instead of adding a bunch of like loose strands in the hair, like maybe you keep to it being a like very like shapely block. I feel like there's a number of ways to go about that. Witch's Brew. Hello. Maybe programs and assets, not just programs you are drawing in, but maybe 3D assets. Oh, that's true. You could be doing, like, what is that? Chains uses it all the time, and I'm blanking on it. But I like that where you're making like 3D models. That's true. That's true. Renee said maybe like art style, fashion, environment. Agree. Lunatic said I think the amount of time left. The only categories that are possible for people who want to post in March 10th are most laughs and most feels. All of the others are too complex. So here's my thing about that. March 10th is just the start date. You have up until May to complete your story. So I would not stress out right now about like trying to get the story done by March. Like there's no way I'm going to finish the project that I'm working on by March. So I'm shooting for the last day in May. Sean said, it's interesting. All of this sounds like pitch development materials. That's what it sounds like to me. I feel like this letter should have come out like at the very beginning when you were trying to conceptualize like your idea. Like I get the release of it because like the last newsletter was about like hook and pitch and story. And so I get why this is next, because like logically that makes sense. But I'm like, with 17 days left to go, I needed this like week 2 that like the contest started. But hey, they're giving it to us now. So Tina said, I agree with people already having a style in mind. Maybe Webtoons wants consistency. I get the consistency thing too, but I feel like in 3 episodes, is it going to vary that much? Like, are you going to really like have like a huge style shift within just 3 episodes? But maybe they're trying to emphasize consistency, and this is why I'm like, we need clarity in these things to know what you're talking about. Like, I don't disagree with anything they've said thus far, but with us being this far into the contest, I'm like, okay. Okay, next is reference boards. Are usually dedicated to research and reference material for each scene, setting, or character. Before drawing a panel, artists need to know what to draw, so collecting research ahead of time makes the process much easier. It can be helpful to ask yourself, what will I need to draw in each scene? Many professional creators make a list for each scene and what reference and research may be needed. Your list might include costumes and props for characters, world building, including architecture, technology, floral or fauna, powers / magic, or visuals that may be common in your story's world. Culture or historical research if applicable, and then pose references for scene. So all of this I find to be very much very beneficial. Like, this is all something that you would need for sure. Like, and so maybe this goes back to what y'all were talking about when they said assets. So, I mean, I definitely think like if you don't have a clear idea, getting some of these reference images so that when you do start drawing your backgrounds or start, trying to create like scenes where your characters are using like their abilities or powers or any sort of like unique technology, you already have a visual in mind so that you're not sitting there struggling trying to add all of these things last minute. And that way you can kind of like, you could spend a whole day doing this now. And then instead of on May 14th being like, okay, I need to find all of these references now because I'm struggling. So I guess there's that. Like, I agree with that. And then pose references. I've been going through and saving poses as I've been doing my storyboarding. Like, I've been looking for things that look very similar or close to what I want, or I've been using the 3D doll to kind of figure out like how I want the character posed, to figure out like, okay, does this work or not work? So all of that's really important, and you can do that now. So like right now for me, with all of my episodes, I'm trying to make sure that I have like some sort of reference for each panel that I'm trying to work. And then this also helps you make sure that you have enough of the panel count as well. But definitely, I would agree with all of this. That's really good advice. Once you've created your mood board and collected any necessary research, you may be able to visualize scenes in each panel more clearly. I will say, likely you already have an idea of what most of the panels look like, but I do like that they emphasize that you want this to be more clearly seen. So instead of it just being in your head, having those visual references would be really important. Again, I would have encouraged somebody who maybe it does make sense to an extent, like you just finished the script, so now you want to make sure you have these concrete ideas down. So I would definitely say if you don't have this would be really useful. Some sort of references, like if they're on an island, what does an island look like? What does, the sand or the beach or the trees look like? Like, how are you going to draw them? What are you going to do? All of that would be important to consider now. Next, let's look at step number 2, the visual development. As part of their art direction, many creators will develop character sheets for the main protagonist and antagonist. These provide a clear visual for characters' overall look, so they feel consistent throughout an entire series. Want tips to design memorable characters? Check out this Webtoon workshop, Character Design, How to Create Memorable Character Designs, featuring animator Chuck Santos. Which again, I need to know. Do you guys want us to watch these videos? That's something that we could do for like the Patreon free tier. Like, we could just watch them and yap about them, and determine like if they're beneficial or not. Like, if you guys really want that, that's something that we could do. Like, and that's something like really low effort for me, for us to just get on and have a discussion. So let me know. I think that could be really cool, really fun, possibly, if people are interested in it. You can also download these helpful Webtoon templates. So they have a character sheet that you can download and a character design sheet that you can download. So maybe we will cover this just because it sounds like there's a lot of helpful information there. And I feel like a lot of people probably haven't seen Webtoon's templates. So that's something we could definitely look at. Let's see. Prince Boring. Hello, I'm glad you were able to make it. Sean said, last day in May Club represent. Exactly. Where are all my people who are entering last minute? Where are you at? Join me in my chaos. Serendi said, they're definitely looking for something different since this contest is for the English Webtoon site only. There's another Korean speaking site for Webtoons. Yeah, so I do so the American side of things I feel like does not always give that manhwa polished style, but I don't think Webtoons would be opposed to it. I do think that they're looking for something possibly that will be like the flagship series for the American side of things, but you have to think like Lore Olympus was kind of the flagship series for like Webtoons for a while, and it was on the English side, but a creator, I think Rachel's in Europe. So like you could be from anywhere. I think they just want something really good for Webtoons. Like they just want an IP that's going to sell. Last Dawn said, wish I realized there was a contest earlier. Oh, I wish you did too. I'm so sorry that you're finding out about the contest this late. I'm too busy, so I can only start properly drawing my comic in April. I'm cooked. Listen, if you can keep it super simple, Last Dawn, you can do it. Like, don't do anything high concept. Make sure it's low concept. And what I mean by that is like, it's more maybe focused on the characters. It's not focused on the world or the setting or has any sort of craziness going on. Just a really good example of this. Look up Your Smile is a Trap, and so many of the panels in that webtoon are like just solid fills or gradients, and people are obsessed with it. So I wish I could get away with that, but I went too high concept. I flew too close to the sun, so I'm drowning over here. Prince Boring said, that seems fun. I love character design, but I'm worried my characters are currently too plain because they are set in real world modern day. All you gotta do is like give them some nice shape language, give them some cool styling, and you're good. Don't worry about the characters being too boring at this point. I would say, give them a little flourish, but not too much, and you can go from there. Okay, number 3. So we're finally getting into what this gathering tools means. So let's see. Tools at Webtoon refer to what you will use to create your comic, such as digital art programs or the medium you'll use. Okay, so you guys were right. You can choose the tool that best fits you. Most webcomic creators create their comics digitally. There are many options to choose from. Common digital art programs for comic artists include Clip Studio Paint, Procreate, Photoshop. Depending on your style goals, your tools might also include brushes for line art or coloring, special effects, fonts for lettering, and 3D models or photos for backgrounds. Okay, so totally get this. Why do I keep wanting to call that program CAD? What is it called? My mind is blanking. I'm so sorry. I wish I could offer you guys the name of that program, but I would say, Blender. Is it Blender? I think it's Blender. Okay, if if you really want to create some cool stuff, check out the Chainsaw Maniac. He uses, I'm pretty sure it's Blender for a lot of his backgrounds and whatnot, and the stuff looks amazing. So definitely check it out. All right, let's recap. Art direction checklist. When you've completed these steps, your art direction is ready. You've got your mood board for overall style goals. You've got your reference boards for research, which I would agree with. Have some reference sheets. You've got your character sheets and designs. Yes, I feel like you should have that done by this point, to be honest. But hey, you do you. and then gather your tools. I feel like this is a pointless thing to say because I'm almost positive everyone by this point would know what program they're using, but I can see aspects where you might want to do research to figure out if you need to use another program or you need to like buy or download assets to help you. So I'll give them a half point for that. We hope this helps you develop a clear vision for how your story will look. Yes, thank you very much. Tune in next time for production tips. We'll break down creating an episode and panels step by step. Ooh, that'll be interesting. Yes, we need that newsletter. Upcoming newsletters, production tips, becoming a Canvas creator plus final prep, submissions open plus contest Q&A. Want a refresher on our newsletters? We had number 1, which we covered. I've covered these. A legendary start to 2025, and then planning a series hook, number 2. And then they have the questions about the contest. You can see it right here, screenshot it, write it down, whatever you need to do. If you have something you need to ask them. There was somebody who was really awesome and left a comment on one of my YouTube videos. They asked Webtoons like 13 different questions, and so they posted what they said in the email there on the channel. Obviously, take everything with a grain of salt. I did not see the email. I don't know. I don't see any reason why they would be nefarious about relaying that information, but it's there. I'm trusting them, and so hopefully you can read it, look at it, and see if it'll answer any questions that you have. And of course, if you're too shy or you're nervous about sending an email to them, I'll send one on your behalf. Let me know what the question is. I'll email them. All right. So let me go ahead and open the slideshow back up. So I really want to know, where is everybody in their contest entry? Like, what stage are you at? Are you done? Are you almost done? Do you have one episode done? Are you still in the script phase? Are you in the storyboard phase? Like, what's going on? Comment down below. Let me know. I'm very invested in this. All right, so we'll do a quick Q&A. If you guys have any questions or comments or anything you want to say before I hop off. Oh man, all of y'all are like, it's Blender. Okay. Raccoon, hello. I don't know what noises raccoons make, but according to the Discord that I was in yesterday, apparently raccoons are evil and they're the spawn of death. So I don't know what that means. If that infers anything here with Raccoon Cube. No, I'm kidding. I'm sure you're an upstanding citizen. All right. Luna said the art styles they favor go more towards manhwa or manga with green light and shadow balance. Romance, more shiny and more fluff add to make the scenes pop. For actions, lots of dynamic poses and great light show to demonstrate power with a bunch of things happening at once, but to make it more epic. For a comic, simple and exaggerated emotions, reactions, and anatomy. For thriller, dark and strong shadows, thicker and messier line art, makes dramatic. And for all categories, abs and abs and abs. Oh, the ab supremacy continues. So yes, for if you can slide in some abs, I feel like you're going to do the Webtoon community justice. They will either love it because they love it, or they will love it because they hate it. One of the two. Fat Tacky Cat said, I think if you do a manhwa/anime style, you'd be pretty safe. However, comics like Ordeal and Vibe Check have really dynamic and expression styles that fit very well in their genres. I agree. I say if you have a unique style, don't be afraid to, roll the dice. Like Webtoons on the American side, I do think is a little more lenient. Like you see a very large diversity of styles in comparison to the Korean imports. Lisa said, oh yeah, Acon 3D. Like, if you need assets, definitely check that place out. Like, I feel like you can go down a little bit of a rabbit hole. SketchUp, yes. So Blender, Acon, and SketchUp. All of those are really good options to investigate if you need a program that will help you with building some assets. Last Dawn said, thank you for the advice. My idea is focus a lot on the characters, so I definitely think I could get away with simple backgrounds if the concept is engaging. Yeah, yeah. Like, you can do this, Last Dawn. Like, do it. Do it. I want to read it. RU said, SketchUp is popular too. Never heard of Akon. I feel like Akon is more like pre-made stuff, like you buy it. So it would be something to investigate if you're planning to release something soon. RU said he says keep it simple, but he's writing Game of Thrones. Listen. You're right. I'm being attacked and called out. And also, I'm just gonna clarify this too. I'm breaking all of my own advice rules with this story. Like, guys, don't be afraid to roast me when it comes out, because a lot of things that I've said where I'm like, oh, you should do this, I feel like I'm not doing it, and I'm not doing it because I don't care. like I'm literally telling the story the way that I think is the most engaging and interesting, and so I'm saying it with my full chest. Like, I say that all the time where I'm like, guys, if you believe in it, then do it. So I believe in it, and I'm going against all my own advice. So go ahead and be prepared to roast me. I won't be offended. Like, I will crack up about it, to be honest. Ooh. I can't wait to show you guys too. Like, I've been keeping track of like all of the feedback I've gotten. I've been keeping track of all of the versions of the script, like from the first iteration of it all the way to the current version. So there's like 8 different versions of this script. A lot of it's been refining, and then there was like a whole change. But my point in all of this is I'm planning to release a video in after the contest is over to kind of document my process and how like I worked on the script, how I worked on like the characters and all of that stuff. So hopefully that'll be really beneficial and educational, and it'll also be a source of my downfall. Everyone will be like, the script was right here in version 5. Okay. Let me get off of that. Where are we? Lena said, I've drawn half of episode 1. That's awesome. Are we talking like fully colored or just like line art? Raccoon said, thumbnails going as you speak. Ooh, nice. Kaisen says, storyboard phase. We're in the same phase. Hype. Slime said, I'm at like 3 stages at once. Outlining, storyboarding, and character design. You can be in multiple phases. I won't disagree with that. I do have like 2 characters that I have not actually designed their outfits. I know what it looks like in my head, but I kind of got tired of designing. Like, after the 12th outfit, I was like, oh, I'm tired of this. So I needed a break, but I got all the main ones done. Fat Tacky's Cat said, I just love saying your full name. Entire script is done. I have 2 episodes completely finished, drawn and everything, and I have 4 more to go. Let's go! Are you doing comedy? I think that's what we talked about before. Prince Boring said, is there a Discord you guys use to talk about your comics together? I heard mention of it in other streams, and I'm the kind of person that gets really motivated when I can work with others. There is a Discord where we just yap a bunch. I think I need to link Sonya's video so that you guys can message her about it and be like, I need access to this, because I am just a participant there. I don't have any responsibility, and I love it. I'm sorry to say that. Maybe after the contest, Sonya will be kind enough to like, include me more and stuff. But they're doing amazing. Like, that group is so fun. It's super active. Like, people are always chilling on there. I got a chance to chat with people last night, and it was really fun. It was a good time. Scrib. I'm still thumbnailing. I have 3 episodes done. Still have 3 more. Ooh. I feel like that comedy is rough. Sketching the first episode. Nice. Oh, Sonya's here. So yeah, message message her. I'm always here for the vibes, guys. Like 1000%. Which is Bruce said, I'm still finishing up character references, but I did decide on an art style though, and have simplified it to a few simple steps to speed up my drawing process. That's big brain. Like that's what I need to do. I'm just going for flats and cell shading. That's it. Like everything else I'm not compromising on at the moment. Everyone does have a lot of progress done. Ali said, number of Apollo streams where abs are not mentioned, 0. Hey, I'm carrying on the tradition. Don't be completely shocked if on one stream you guys just see like non-chibi Apollo just completely shredded, like 1000%. Aryu said, was everything is fine from Korea? No, the creator for it is also from Europe. Like I want to say the UK, but I'm not 100% sure. But I've heard them talk on interviews before, and I'm 91% sure that they're from Europe. Script says, even though I'm doing comedy slice of life, I found a way to fit abs in. I cannot wait. Listen. I'm gonna crack up if Webtoons after the contest is like, please do not draw any characters with abs. I don't know where y'all are getting this information from, but do not follow the advice of this. That would crack me up so hardcore. Like I would love it. Or if it's the exact opposite where they're like, yes, thank you for all of the ab entries. We need more of these. Would it not be hilarious if all of the top winners like have scenes where abs are shown? If that happens, I was gonna say we should do like a watch party where it's like every time we see an ab in a webtoon, we take a shot. But I feel like that would go over really bad, especially because I don't drink. So that would be a terrible video. Like I don't even know what would happen. Like I wouldn't be able to comprehend anything. Winter said, I'm almost done with episode 2, but I'm trying to summon all my motivation and energy to finish the rest. You got this. You got this. Raccoon said, I have cute characters with abs. I think I got a peel in the pocket. You do. 100%. Aw, everybody's being super supportive. I love it. Pollo says, Pantheons is here for the vibes. I'm always here for just vibes. Like, I am 100% one of those people that if it could be no thoughts, just vibes all day, that would be like my existence. Prince Mori said, it's okay that you're breaking your own rules. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun. I think having fun with your own project is probably the most important. I'm having so much fun with my own project. Like, it is very self-indulgent. It is very much the way I want to tell stories in the future. So I guess this is kind of like a test run to see how this would work if I ever implemented something similar to this in the future. Because like I love a multi-POV story, and I'm just not sure how to tell that type of story on Webtoons. Script said, it's okay. It's do as I say, not as I do. Listen. I'm trying to keep you guys, like, y'all are trying to win. I'm not trying to win. I'm just here for a good time. So my entry is doomed. It's doomed upon arrival. Ali said, me when I read Apollo's comic and it doesn't have abs. Oh no, it has tons of abs. Like literally, characters are just wearing like very thin shirts, but it's like, are they wearing a shirt? Because like I can see full on definition. I'm like, yes, they are. They are. I promise. Like full abs everywhere. Okay, listen, the ab video is coming very soon, I promise. I think it's going to be a regular video and it's going to be a ranking video. So I'm going through as we speak now and I'm like legitimately clicking on like screenshotting and saving names of like webtoons that showcase like the best abs. Oh no, did something happen? I think the video went out. The stream is broken. Hold on. Is it working again? Did it stop? I'm sorry if that happened. I have no clue what's going on. Like, try and refresh it if possible. I don't know why it went out, but give me 1 second. I gotta reload the chat myself because my own video started buffering. Okay, hopefully it's back. All right, guys. All right. I think it's working again. But I think that's pretty much a wrap. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Fish, hello. Welcome to the stream. Okay. I don't remember what I was saying, but all in all, that the ab video is coming. I promise. I'm working diligently on it. Be prepared to rank the abs and be prepared to participate. This is group participation. Okay? Okay. Pollo, too many abs. The stream is breaking. Yeah. Apparently, YouTube is like, what the heck is going on this stream? All right. Okay. So let's wrap it up. Today I'm actually doing an artist shout out. So I have the link for this artist down in the description. They are super cool. I recently just discovered their discovered their page, and I feel like it's something that everyone should check out. Definitely support them, and they have like a really cool art style. Like it has like a lot of like depth to it. It has a lot of like, you know, personality, and I love all of the colors. It's super cool. Okay. So a quick thank you to all of my patrons. I'm actually going to do a Patreon stream tonight. So I'm going to try and finalize some of those character designs that I was talking about that I've been putting off for a while. So if you want to just come hang out and chill and chat and talk, then yeah, join the stream tonight. I think it's going to be probably like 9 or 10 o'clock. It just depends on what time I get back home after I run some errands and hang out with some people and do some other important stuff that I need to do. But we're going to be streaming tonight. So if you're a free member on Patreon, come and hang. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I'll catch you in the next video.